Hey, I'm Tommy Gibbs, and thanks for taking time to watch this video. I want to talk to you today about gambling. Yeah, gambling. Gambling is, in the used car business, it is always a gamble. It doesn't matter if you're buying cars at the front door, you're buying them at the auction, if you're trading them, whatever, however you may get used cars, doesn't really matter. They're always a gamble. And I think sometimes in this business, we fail to realize that. Nobody really knows what a car is worth. So therefore, they are always a gamble. Now, it's true that you make more money when you buy the car. You make the most money when you buy the car by putting the right money in. But again, we don't know what the right money is. The reality is the faster we sell that car, the more money we make. I'm not going to go too far down that path, but I do want to talk about this gamble that you're making. Used cars are not an exact science. It takes a certain component of data that you have a lot of access to these days and your good common sense to put the right money on the car. The better the right money is, that's a good way of saying it, the better the right money is on the car, the better the odds are that you're going to make a substantial profit. Because it is such a huge investment, there's so many dollars tied up. It's not uncommon for $1 million to be the bottom part of what dealers have tied up in used cars. Some people have 3, 4, 5, even $10 million tied up in used cars. So it's a lot of money. If you're the dealer or general manager, in most cases, it would be very wise if you did not just turn your used car department over to a used car manager and say, take the ball and run with it. That's a really bad idea. You as the leader need to stay on top of that massive investment you got, or it's going to go south on you pretty quick. How many times in your career as a dealer or GM have you seen a used car department change used car managers? The previous used car manager is gone, they got fired, they quit, whatever. And every time that person leaves, what happens? It's an absolute mess. You're upside down, you're killed in all this inventory. So therefore, you as a dealer or GM need to stay totally on top of that investment. There's an old Chinese proverb, and I want to make sure I have this right. There's an old Chinese proverb that says, if you must play, decide upon 3 things at the start. So I'm going to give you those 3 things. The rules of the game. So upper management sets the rules of the game and decide if they're going to demand accountability. Rules without accountability are just stupid. Don't be stupid. Famous saying of mine, I think I probably stole it somewhere, but don't be stupid. Determine what the rules are going to be and then hold people accountable. Number 2, the stakes. This is a Chinese proverb. The rules of the game. The stakes is number 2. The stakes are very high. How much money do you have invested in your used car department? Ask yourself that, right? Most of the time we think about that in terms of the number of used cars we have out there. I cannot tell you how many times that this seems to be the only thing we think about. We got 140 used cars. You do have 140, but how many millions of dollars have you got tied up that are just sitting there? And it's not just the money that you have invested in the inventory. You've got a lot of resources you dedicate to used cars. Certainly you've invested in training and equipment and whatever it may be that helps speed your used car operation along. You got money tied up in software. I sell software, check it out. But you've got a lot of money invested, and it's not just in the cars themselves, although that's the biggest part. Number 3 bullet point of the Chinese proverb is the quitting time. You have to know when to quit. Now, when I talk to you about quitting on a used car, I'm not talking about dumping it at the auction. Look, if you follow my life cycle management process, which you can find in another video somewhere out here, if you follow my life cycle management process, you don't have to worry about dumping used cars at the end. The end is determined by how you feel about the car and what you know about the car. Every car should be getting a different life cycle. Some get 30 days, some get maybe 45, and some maybe get 60. You don't make any money on those cars that go past 30 days or so. You already know that. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I and other experts in the industry have talked about this and talked about it until it just kind of probably gotten on your nerves, right? But the bottom line is every used car is different. There's an old saying in the car business. Every used car must stand on its own. That's an old saying in this business. Now, if that's true, why do we treat them all the same? Hey, look, I'm Tommy Gibbs. If I can help you, reach out. Remember those 3 bullet points. The rules of the game, you have to set the rules. The stakes are high, you got a lot of money involved, and the quitting time. You got to know when to quit. Hey, have a great day. See you, bye.